been a minute. Haven't made a lure in 2 months, a month, something like that. Yeah, I need to get the juices flowing again. I need to make something that's good. I think I'm gonna make a glide bait because I've never made one successfully. I've attempted it 3 times and I've never gotten it to work, so we're gonna try to do that. I think I'm gonna go with like a bright, I think I'm gonna do a clownfish paint scheme on it, so I might shape it like a clownfish, I might not. There's this style of joint that I want to try that seems pretty simple. The people who mass produce handmade lures, the people who mass produce handmade lures use this joint to make them a lot, which it must be really easy or it must just work really good, but it's like it's curved on both sides, it's not flush. The pH Glidebait. So the joint is rounded off on both ends, and it must work real good because it's listed for $150, which is a lot of money for a lure. And I think these are handmade. 100% American made by Phil Hunt. I might have to get one. For now, we're just gonna make something like that. Something similar. Instead of the bristle tail that it's got like bristles as the tail fin, if it'll focus. Instead of those bristles, I have some soft plastic, like fish tails, that we're gonna use on the bait instead. So, enough talking, let's start making this thing. We got it all sanded out, shaped out pretty nice. For now, I need to cut it in half, straight down the middle, make a joint with a saw. This big old crazy looking thing. And hopefully make it perfectly straight, ideally. Let's try it out. Just giving her a good old eyeball. That looks good. Nope, I just lost it. Alright. Maybe I should draw a line. That'd probably be smart. That looks kind of crooked to me. Why is my lighting so bad? I need to take a class or something, or watch some YouTube videos on lighting, because I'm not good at it. It's just a little crooked. And I want it to be perfect. It doesn't have to be perfect. I could do some work afterwards if it's not perfect, but I'd rather get it pretty good first try. Dang it. That is our bait, chopped in half. Right there. It's the bait broken apart. I'm gonna round off these corners. I'm gonna make them really like flowy and nice, I guess is the word. Hopefully it works. So that those lines is what I'm taking off outside the lines, and it's going to be rounded up to there, and I'm going to do that same distance on this piece. That's good. And then I'm going to take my finger and do the finger trick. Alright, I've got these pieces sanded out. the way I want them. So now I'm drilling holes for the hardware, the joints and the hook hangers and the line ties and stuff. And I got some of these little twist wires there that I'll use to do the hook hangers and the line tie. And then I got some joints that I made out of the same wire. Just use a drill and you twist it up. So I'm gonna do that right now. So I'm thinking hook hanger kind of like right there, and then one right there, and then the line tie. I'm gonna cut these both to be about that long. Maybe I'll do this one a little shorter than that. The actual length of these doesn't really matter as long as they're in there tight enough. I mean, you don't want to make it like that long. You don't want to make it like that short, but you know, that's plenty of grip in there, especially with glue. So I'm gonna drill those out real quick. Here it is so far. I think that works pretty good. And it doesn't even like swing too far. Stops like right there. That's like perfect. If I wanted to do like a really, I don't really know how swim baits work. I would assume if it went 90 degrees, that would make it a pretty wide glide. Or would it just, it might just make it sharp, I don't know. Like it does a really short one, but it like turns really far instead of going, so like a lot of glide baits, they go like really far forward, but I wonder if, because they don't have the, they have really tight tolerances with the joint, but I feel like if you did one that had really hard turn, it would go really far over. You might be able to work it slower and longer in the same spot, which might be better. Those joints are super tight, like they're as small as I could possibly make them. I don't know if the camera can pick that up, how tight those are. I mean, those are extremely tight. Kind of hard to make, but it took me like 20 minutes to make both of those joints. The only problem I'm seeing is they're not super straight. Like the back piece, I don't know if you can tell, but the back piece is twisted a little bit. Yeah, you can totally see that. This piece is turning that way when I hold the bottom piece straight, which means I gotta bend some stuff. I think I did it. Alright. So now I'm going to seal it with super glue and then drill the lead holes in the eye socket. I'm not doing gills on this because I want to make like a really simplistic design, because I like those baits where it's just like a smooth surface and the paint's not even like super fancy, it's just like really clean, but there's like maybe 3 colors involved, but it's just super clean and it just looks really nice. So that's what we're going for with this. So nothing super crazy as far as carving goes. Oh, I need to figure out the tail. I bought a brush from Harbor Freight and it's got these bristles. This brush was like $1 at Harbor Freight, so, and it's got these bristles that I thought I could take off, I could cut off and use as a like a bristle tail on the back, because some swim baits have that. I think the one that I showed you guys at the beginning has that. Or let me go grab it. I have these. They're MS Slammer soft plastic tails that you insert into the bait with that, and you like pin it in with some metal wire or something. So that's the tail with the bait. Doesn't look super out of place, but I'm not sure how conducive it is to put it on a glide bait because it's kind of heavy and floppy, and I feel like it might interfere with the action of the bait. I got a bunch of different colors. It's not, I don't just have black, but I think we're gonna shy away from that and use this beautiful brush that is full of dust. Jeez. And we'll paint these. We're gonna put these on and then they'll get painted with the bait. It's not gonna be like a gray tail on this. That'd be kind of weird. Get some of these off here. I just hope this isn't like super aggravating. It probably will be. It's like 90% of lure making is just making you angry. This is gonna be the most annoying thing I've ever done, I think. Something kind of like that. It's gonna be way thicker, obviously, and better shaped out, but kind of like a fan of springy stuff. Got that in there. The glue's drying, and then I'm gonna trim it up, and that should be good for our tail. I might add more later on, depending on how it looks, but I think it will be fine for what I need it to do. Yeah, that's not the right super glue to do that with. I'm gonna wait for this to chill out for a second, let all the glue kind of naturally cure. I like doing that with the hardware. I don't like flash curing it with accelerator because I feel like it's probably a little weaker. Alright, I got the lead holes in there. Tested it out, it's almost perfect. It barely floats, so once we put the clear coat and the baking soda and the hooks and everything on it, it should be just a super perfect suspender. I need to clear coat it before I paint it, I think. I'm gonna put a white base coat, see how it goes on. And if it doesn't look good, then I'm going to give it a clear coat before we paint so that it's a completely smooth surface. And then we'll get the paint job started. So, not the best clear coat I've ever done. You can see some deformities in it and stuff, but it'll do its job. I just need it to be a good base for the main coats of paint on this thing. That's the orange. It's like a reddish orange. I'm gonna do the entire bait that color, and then we'll come back in with a white stencil. Super vibrant orange. It's almost too crazy, but at the same time it's not. Once you get the white on there, it'll be fine. They got one like right by the head, then a big one in the middle, and then a little one right by the tail. So what I might do is, do I want to do that? I could make the joint all white. Yeah, that's a good idea. It might look horrible, but we're gonna, it might not be a good idea, but I think it's a good idea, so we're gonna try it. And you know, If it looks horrible, we'll fish with it. I don't think a largemouth cares how many stripes are on his clownfish. So I put these lines on there, like the white lines on a clownfish. And I'm gonna go on the edges of the lines with black paint, like in the picture. It's not bad. My airbrush is being weird right now though. That's what it looks like. Stripe there, and stripe on the end. It'll look way better once the clear coat's on it. It also probably would have looked better if I painted on the black with the brush. I have a different bait that I probably pop up that I did a clownfish scheme on that I painted the black lines on, and that looks way better, but I tried it this way, so that's what we get. Alright, those are letting those chill out. They're done. They look pretty good. I gotta do a black top on them, like just paint the back black, and then it's done basically. I'll put an eye on it and clear coat it and throw it in the tank, and then I'll grab it in the morning, and we're gonna go fishing, hoping that there's some fish on beds where we're going, because it's kind of the time of year when they would be doing that at this lake. So see you guys in the morning. Did a quick walk around. That's the bait, by the way. Turned out pretty cool. The joint's a little stiff on it, so I don't know if that's gonna ruin the action or not. Let's see if it floats. No. Oh, but it works so good. It's so heavy though. That joint is really messing it up. When it gets to turn, it looks amazing. Like, it works great. But that joint is not. See this clear coat bubbled up right there. The clear coat bubbled up right there, so there's a point there and it doesn't let it swing all the way. So on this side it can go all the way like that, but it can't go farther than that. Which kind of screws up the action a little bit, not gonna lie. I'm gonna throw the jig around for a little bit and see if I can get any fish to move. Itsy bug. Just to see. Didn't catch any fish. I was talking to a guy there when the cameras weren't rolling, and he had waders, like he had chest waders, and he was wading out and he could see fish bedding in like 3 or 4 foot of water, and he caught like a 2-pound smallmouth while I was there, and he showed me a picture on a bed. I mean, I was throwing everything in my tackle box and they were not eating it. So that right there messed us up. Don't remember if I explained it good while we were on the water, but the clear coat built up right there while it was hanging, while it was dripping, and just built up in like the worst spot possible. Completely held back the action on this thing, because it would do good when it was going, I can't remember which, I think it would go right like every time. So like you'd pull it, and maybe on the first one it'd go to the left or go to my right, and then every other one it would just go to the left every single time you turn the handle. I mean, I had a good glide. It wasn't like a super wide glide, but it was a good glide, and it would definitely have caught a fish if the conditions were good. I'm probably gonna try to shave that off camera just to get the action to work, because if I can get that off, it'll work great, and we'll take it to the best lakes I know and get a big fish. I have been fishing with the other baits, I just haven't caught any fish, so I don't see a reason to put that on the internet if I'm just throwing pieces of wood around and not actually accomplishing anything. So you guys want to see something? You guys get a sneak peek at something. Wonder what that could be. Video's over. Thanks for watching. Catch you on the next one.